The Siemens Desiro was a family of diesel or electric multiple-unit passenger trains developed by Siemens Mobility, a division of the German Siemens AG conglomerate. The main variants are the Desiro Classic, Desiro ML, Desiro UK and the future Desiro City, Desiro HC and Desiro RUS. The trains are mostly used for commuter and regional services, and their rapid acceleration makes them suitable for services with short intervals between stations. The design is flexible, and has become common in many European countries. Desiro Classic Austria Austrian Federal Railways is currently using about 60 diesel-powered Desiro trains designated as a BB 5022. These are based on the Class 642 used by Deutsche Bahn, but have some additional safety equipment. Bulgaria In 2005 and 2006, the Bulgarian State Railways began operating Desiro trains as part of a €67 million deal with Siemens AG for a total of 25 diesel multiple units. As of March 22, 2006, 16 trains had been delivered, with many of them operating on the Sofia-Kaya-Stendal-Sofia line. Another €117 million deal for 25 EMUs has also been signed with Siemens AG. The EMUs were fitted out in Varna, where BDZ and Siemens AG are intending to establish a joint venture company. The EMUs are designated classes 30 and 31 and are servicing traffic in the Sofia and Plovdiv areas. Czech Republic Private railway company RegioJet used to temporarily operate 2 Desiro trains leased from Alpha Trains. Denmark In Denmark DSB has rented 12 Desiro trains since 2002. The trains are primarily used between Odense and Svendborg and between Odense and Fredericia. On July 2, 2009 DSB signed a contract of 8 trains from Siemens for Grenabane, which entered service on December 12, 2010, with an option for 92 more. The trains extend to Odda from December 2012, starting the light rail network in Aarhus City. Nordisk Jernbane used Desiro trains since 2004 on all its operations. Today the company owns 8 Desiro trains. Germany Germany's Deutsche Bahn introduced 2-car Desiro DMUs for local services in 2000. With a top speed of 120 km per hour, these Class 642 units are mainly used on branch lines and regional lines. Besides the 234 units purchased by DB in 2007, various private German rail companies are also using Desiro DMUs. The Class 642 is equipped with 2 MAN diesel engines with an output of 275 or 315 kilowatts each and hydromechanical transmission with retarders. It typically contains 100 seats. When linked together with Scharfenberg couplers, up to 3 train sets can be operated together. The Desiros are quite popular with most passengers, thanks to their good acceleration. Because they have often replaced push-pull trains, their shorter journey times, such as on the Ma1 Korteglitz Valley Railway, have encouraged greater passenger numbers. Originally DB intended to operate together modern DMUs purchased from different manufacturers, but due to software incompatibilities this proved to be impossible. Therefore, the Class 642 can only be mechanically coupled with other DMUs like the Class 643. Greece In Greece 8 diesel DMU-2 Desiro trains were temporarily in service with the Hellenic Railways organisation during 2004-2006, and again in 2007 on the Athens-Chalkida line and on the Athens suburban railway lines. Afterwards they were returned to their owner in December 2007. In the late 2008 Hellenic Shipyards MAN for Ostal leased the 8 units to Hungary with a contract for 20 years. OSE owns and Trains operates 20 electric Desiro EMU-5 equipped for the 25 kV overhead catenary system. They operate on the Kyoto-Athens International Airport suburban line and as a stopping service on the main line between Thessaloniki and Larissa, which is also advertised as a suburban service. OSE is in litigation with the joint venture of Siemens and Hellenic Shipyards for the supply of those 20 Desiro. Hungary At present 31 diesel Desiros are in service with MAV. mainly as suburban trains on the regional line between Budapest-Esztergom and Budapest, Lajos and as an intercity between Budapest and Barja. On weekends the units also used as peak intercity trains from Budapest to Barja and Zártorel-Györgyeli and as fast trains from Budapest to Topolca. During the summer months Desiros appear on some local train diagram on the north shore of the Lake Balaton. Malaysia equals. The 57 km KLIA Express and KLIA Transit Airport rail link uses the Desiro ET 425M 4-car electric multiple units. 12 train sets are currently in operation. 8 trains are used for the non-stop express rail link service between Kuala Lumpur's Central Station and Kuala Lumpur International Airport. 4 trains serve 5 stations on the commuter rail service. These EMUs have a maximum commercial speed of 160 km per hour. Romania equals. Car Florin El Ferret Romacentni, Romania's national railway operator, is one of the largest users of the Siemens Desiro train sets. CFR, which is currently undergoing modernization, has bought 120 diesel Desiro train sets and uses them for all types of train, including its Interregio and Regio Intercity services, but mainly on its Interregio trains. There was some criticism of the use of Desiros for CFR's long-distance services because they were considered to be uncomfortable. CFR has recently refitted them, and is now using Desiros mainly on its medium and short-distance routes. For example, it is planning to use them as part of a proposed commuter link in Bucharest and Ilfov County. For more information on routes, see Car Florin El Ferret Romacentni. Slovenia equals. Slovenian Railways operates 30 electric Desiro units that are designated as Desiro EMG 312 Staradians 31E. They are used as commuter stopping trains on electrified lines that is from Ljubljana to Koper, Jasenice, Maribor and Dubova. United States equals. The Sprinter light rail system employs VT642 Desiro diesel units. It serves northern San Diego County, California, United States between Oceanside and Escondido along a 35 km railway line. 12 married pairs were delivered in August 2006 to the operator North County Transit District. Service began on March 9, 2008, serving 15 stations. Mountain Rail, one of 2 competing coalitions bidding on a large portion of fast tracks in Denver, appear to pitching a Siemens Desiro ML-derived vehicle that is FRA compliant. Both EMU and DMU units would be used for the Northwest Corridor, North Metro Corridor and Gold Line. Desiro Mainline Austria equals. In April 2010 ABB signed a framework agreement for up to 200 Desiro ML trains. Belgium equals. In 2008 NMBSS and CB ordered 95 Desiro ML trains, with options for up to 300. In 2013, the order of the final 250 trains was suspended due to a number of technical problems with the trains already running. The company is seeking damages from Siemens for these problems which caused a high number of delays. Siemens previously was already fined €25 million due to late delivery of the first batch of trains. The order for all units was finally confirmed in 2013, with regular deliveries since then. In August 2014 the head of the NMBSS and CB explains to the newspapers that the Desiro trains need repairing too often, that is at a rate of 1 technical intervention per 8,000 kilometers. Germany equals. Desiro Mittelbahn is used by the private rail operator Transregio for regional services between Cologne and Mainz on the left bank of the Rhine. The EMUs are leased from Angel Trains and received the class number 460 by the Eisenbahnbundesamt, the Federal Railway Authority. A 15 kV AC overhead line EMUs have a top speed of 160 km per hour. However, they are limited by the EBA to 150 km per hour on account of insufficient braking power from 160 km per hour. All cars use conventional bogies and additional middle carriages can be added later. Desiro RUS Russia equals. Desiro RUS, designated ES1, is 1,520 mm broad gauge electric commuter and regional train developed for Russian railways, which calls them Lastovka. In January 2013 LZD began putting into service the first 18 trains from the initial order for 38. In mid-2013 a joint venture between Siemens and Ural Locomotives began production of the second batch of 16 trains at a factory in Ekaterinburg. The first train was assembled in June 2014. 62% of its components were produced locally. The factory is expected to supply 240 trains by 2021. In 2011 LZD ordered 1,200 cars from Ural Locomotives. Local content is to be increased to 80%. Siemens also has an order for maintenance of rolling stock for a period of 40 years. The contracts with the Siemens is estimated at €2.5 billion. Desiro UK Thailand 925 kV AC Desiro UK EMUs based on the Heathrow Connect Class 360 halves are currently used for the Sievana-Pumi Airport link, which is currently in operation, running express and local service between Firethai Station and Sievana-Pumi Airport. United Kingdom Siemens uses the name Desiro UK for the DMU and EMU trains operated by various United Kingdom train operators. These trains have a completely different design to the lighter Desiro Classic variant. The train sets have modern equipment such as toilet waste retention tanks, ergonomic seats, and automated information displays and spoken announcements. All the units are owned by rolling stock operating companies, apart from the 360 halves S, which are owned by Heathrow Airport Holdings for the Heathrow Express and Heathrow Connect services. The 350/1, 360/1, 444 and 450 electric units are owned by Angel Trains. The Class 350 halves S are owned by Porterbrook and Class 380s are owned by Eversholt Rail Group. The diesel units are owned by Eversholt Rail Group. Angel Trains, Porterbrook, Eversholt Rail Group lease their units to the train operators. EMUs. The first electric Desiro UK units were ordered by South West Trains for both short and long-distance service out of Waterloo Station to Alton, Basingstoke and the Hampshire-Dorset coast, and to replace its Mark I slam-door EMUs, which were due for replacement as most were more than 40 years old and they did not meet modern health and safety requirements. They became two different classes, both of which use the 750 VDC third rail power supply. 110 Class 454 car units for commuter services which entered service in 2003. 45 Class 444 5-car units for long-distance intercity services entered service in 2004. An additional order for a further 17 Class 450 units was placed, with the trains being in service by late 2006/early 2007. Former East Anglia train operator First Great Eastern acquired 21 Class 364 car units which operated from 25 kV overhead electrical supply for services from London Liverpool Street to Clacton-on-Sea, Walton on the Nars, Harwich and Ipswich. The vehicles entered service in 2003. For the stopping service between London Paddington and Heathrow Airport called Heathrow Connect, 5 Class 3605 car units were acquired and entered service in June 2005. As part of the modernisation of the West Coast Main Line, the former Strategic Rail Authority ordered 30 Class 350 dual-voltage sets for use on stopping services. They are operated by London Midland. These units were originally ordered as Class 450 third rail units for South West Trains, but following a review by the Strategic Rail Authority they were diverted to the West Coast Main Line. The dual-voltage capability has only been used in service on temporary loan to Southern on Milton Keynes Central, East Croydon services, whilst covering for a shortfall of Southern Class 377 Electrostar units. The units have been praised for their air conditioning, accessibility and performance, but criticized for their comfort. 30 Class 350/14 car units entered service in 2005, and in 2008 September a further 37 Class 350/24 car units entered service. On July 11, 2008, First ScotRail ordered a number of Class 380 EMUs for delivery in 2010. The order was for 22 3-car and 16 4-car units. First enter service began December 8, 2010. Inverclyde Line, Ayrshire coastline of the Class 318, Class 334 Juniper was introduced to replace the fleet, and the North Berwick Line Class 322 trains have been replaced. DMUs, to fulfill their franchise commitment, First TransPennine Express ordered the first diesel variant of the Desiro UK for use on its intercity services across the north of England and over the border in southern Scotland. 51 3-car units classed as Class 185 entered service in 2006. Desiro City Desiro City is a planned high-capacity commuter EMU for the UK market building on the Desiro UK and Desiro main line, with a reduction in weight and energy use and fly-by-wire controls. An £1.6 billion order for 115 8 and 12-car units for the Chamberlain rolling stock programme was awarded in 2011. The vehicles were given the designation Class 700. In 2014 South West Trains ordered 35-car units at a cost of £210 million. Desiro HC, at InnoTrans 2014, Siemens presented its Desiro high-capacity offering. The Desiro HC consists of single-deck motor cars with up to 3 intermediate double-deck coaches, which combines accessibility with capacity. Germany In April 2015, Siemens announced that it had won a tender to build a fleet of 82 Desiro HC trains for the Rhine-Ruhr Express project in Germany. Desiro double-deck, low-floor, double-deck multiple unit. Switzerland Swiss Federal Railways operates double-decker, or bi-level, EMUs designated as Class SBB RAB 514. They are used as commuter trains in Saar 1/4-inch, as part of the Saar 1/4-inch S-Bahn, where 61 4-car sets have been in operation since 2006. References. External links, Desiro at Siemens website, interactive 360° virtual tour of a Desiro mill.